What was the idea behind the inception of Deal Kya Hai, and how did you come up with this name?
It's an interesting story. I was in my college. I was doing an MBA through a distant learning course. I was sitting on a computer doing my class, and suddenly this came to my mind while reading economics. So this is a very common word in Indian electronics, or typically in Indian consumer market. The moment you go to a store, the first thing you're going to ask is what deal kya hai? So we are used to deals and offers. So that's how it came to my mind. Deal kya hai is the most common question a consumer asks. Ya kya deal hai or deal kya hai? These are the two things which we ask whenever we go to a retail store. So that's how it came to my mind.
So what services are you providing to your customers?
So it's not a service portal, it's a trading organization. Like we sell products, and our category is consumer durables and IT. And we sell only the brands with whom we are into authorized distribution agreement. So we are not into sourcing business. We are not typical retailers who source from any distributor or a wholesaler and goes and sell it online. We get into agreement with manufacturers as an authorized distributor, aligned partner, and we sell those brands. So typically, if I name a few brands, we have Lenovo, we have HP, we have Samsung, we have Whirlpool, Panasonic, Havells, Philips. So these are the brands we sell. So when you go to a website, you don't see thousands of brands, you don't see lakhs of products. You'll see limited brands, 10 brands, and hundreds of thousands of products, not more than that. So that's a niche.
Okay. So with how many companies you are associated right now?
Right now we have close to 10 manufacturers, and most of them are either number 1 or number 2 globally.
Okay. So what are your future plans?
See, e-commerce is what we think about day in and out, and we want to stick to this space and grow as the industry grows.
So what is the funding status, like how much amounts you have raised till now? If not, what are your future plans of funding?
See, it's a profitable organization. We started from scratch, and we have built our own reserves and profits, and we are running our organization using our own revenues. Eventually, we have been profitable since years now, so whenever we need funds, we raise debt. We have never liquidated our organization, and we have never gone into equity fund raising. Maybe going forward, by 2020, we might go public, but we'll never go to private equity.
So what is your monetization model, and how much revenue you generated last year, and what are your plans for this year as well?
See, monetization model is very simple. It's a trading organization. We use all the distribution channels to sell our products. We do offline distribution, we do e-commerce, we do corporates and institutions. And our model is very simple. It's trading. We are a trading organization. We call ourselves traders. As far as the growth plans you asked, right?
Okay, yeah. Growth plan in terms of expansion as well.
See, expansions, the industry is growing at a phenomenal speed. We are in e-commerce bandwagon, and it's growing at a rate of 57% year on year, the CAGR. This year, if I talk in crores, the industry was around 2 lakh crores, out of which 61% was travel, and rest 39% was e-retail. Out of that, a huge amount was contributed by electronics, consumer electronics and IT. So it's growing, and by 2020, I see that the industry size would be close to 100 billion, which is like 7 lakh crores. And by then, the split between travel and e-retail would be 50-50. So we see that 3.5 lakh crores of revenue there. So I don't have to do any magic. I just have to stick around and maintain my share to achieve the targeted numbers.
Okay. So what challenges are you facing right now in running your business?
See, of course, as I told you, we are the brand aligned partners. So the manufacturers does not like their brand to be discounted online, wherein most of the e-commerce players are today generating revenue by discounting, doing deep discounts. So that is one challenge we face, because since we represent the brands, typically brand does not allow us to go deep discounting, wherein the unauthorized channel goes into a lot of discounting and they generate more revenue than we are supposed to. That's something which troubles us, and going forward, our plans are getting into more and more into our own retail, wherein we'll start focusing on dealkyahay.com rather than and we'll try to shift our focus eventually and gradually. Today we cannot do it because Amazons of the world and Flipkarts of the world, they are funded organizations, they have deep pockets and they're into cash burn mode, but eventually they have to stop. they have to get into profitable mode. The moment they get into a mode to generate bottom lines, at that time we'll be able to compete with them.
Okay, so as a founder of the company, what goals have you decided for deal kya hai? So for the coming maybe 3-4 years or 5 years?
Two things. We want to be 2000 crore company by 2020, and then we want to go IPO.
So my last question is, what to expect in e-retail industry in 2017?
See, scenarios have certainly changed after demonetization. The plans, the projections, everything has gone upside down.
Yeah, and one thing, how demonetization affected your business as well?
Drastically, November we had a 90% dip in the revenue. December we still are struggling with, we were struggling with 50%. January there are certain few sale events. We are hoping that we might achieve like 75% of our projected sales. But yes, it has affected very much. A, non-availability of cash in the market. B, the consumer sentiments going on.
Yeah.
Now every customer has got, so India as a market, I don't know whether you're aware or not, it's 75% is a cash on delivery market.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I'm totally agree
in
with
e-commerce.
this. Yes.
So that 75% customers who are not paying online cannot buy, or are not even thinking of buying any products of the category we deal into. So we are into niche, premium, luxury products, mobile phones and laptops. So these are not basic necessities. So eventually today, whatever cash a customer is having in his pocket, he's trying to buy grocery. Right? He's not thinking of upgrading his mobile phone or a laptop or stuff like that.
Definitely.
So yes, it has affected, and hope the cash flow stabilizes in the market, and the moment cash flow gets stabilized.
So are you supporting this Modi announcement, like how this will help India in future?
Eventually going forward, it will definitely help, because in all mature markets, there has to be a good ratio of plastic currency being used or a digital payment methods being used. Especially when it comes to e-commerce, it helps us a lot, because cash on delivery is the biggest cost of the industry. It results into too many returns, and returns is the most difficult cost to manage in e-commerce space. The moment customers move towards prepaid orders, the order cancellation ratio, the returns ratio drastically goes down. And you'll be surprised to know that it is 1% of our revenue. The loss we make because of cancelled and returned orders, which are primarily cash on delivery, is 1%. Our industry's gross margins are between 2 to 5%. And if 1% goes off because of cash on delivery, we'll be the happiest person if cash on delivery goes off.
So it was nice conversation with you. Thank you so much for sharing your views about your company.